NASCAR heads to Martinsville Speedway this weekend, and here are three things to watch. Number one, or maybe it should be number three, Denny Hamlin seeks to win his third consecutive short track race, something that hasn't been done in the Cup Series since 1993 by Rusty Wallace. Hamlin has won at Bristol and Richmond this season. And if you include his victory at the Clash for the Coliseum exhibition race in February, he's undefeated this season at tracks less than a mile in length. Now, Hamlin comes to Martinsville Speedway with 5 career wins, but he hasn't won at the Southern Virginia track since 2015. Now, Hamlin does have 9 top 5 finishes since that last victory, including the last 3 races in a row, so he can never be discounted. And that leads to number 2 of things to watch this weekend. Could there be a first-time winner this season? Maybe it's Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Martin Truex Jr. who finds victory lane. Truex has won 3 times at Martinsville Speedway, and Truex has been passed in the final lead change in each of the last 4 races this season. So Truex has been there at the end, but hasn't been able to put everything together. Still, he has 5 top 10 finishes coming into the weekend, which is the longest active streak and is the points leader. And Truex told me recently that he's been really happy with the speed in his cars at the variety of tracks this season. It's just the little things they need to clean up. But he said, look, speed is the most important thing, so they feel good, and it could only be a matter of time before Truex gets to victory lane. But a few other names to consider. Chase Elliott has a 41 race winless drought, but has certainly picked things up lately. He has top 10s at Bristol and Richmond this season, and he's qualified in the top 10 in each of the last 4 races. And qualifying could be very pivotal because track position is important at Martinsville Speedway. A good starting spot could be the start of a big weekend for Chase Elliott. A couple of other names to consider. Ryan Blaney. Blaney won at Martinsville last fall in the playoffs to secure a spot in the Championship 4 on his way to winning the NASCAR Cup Championship. Now, Blaney has an average finish of 9.0 at Martinsville, which is best among active drivers, so he's somebody that can't be discounted. Also to consider, Brad Keselowski. He has 2 top 10s at the short tracks this year, finishing 3rd at Bristol and 8th at Richmond, and looks to end a 105 race winless streak. Now, Keselowski said earlier this week that he's not focused on the winless drought, but focused on the process of getting his team and organization stronger and better. And that once they're able to put everything together, then they'll be back in victory lane. Also to consider, Joey Logano. He has a 38 race winless streak, so he's gone more than a year without winning a Cup points race. But Martinsville has been a very good track for Logano. He has 9 consecutive top 10s there, and that's the best streak actively going into the weekend. Number 3 of things to watch this weekend, the Hendrick Motorsports 40th anniversary season celebration. It was 1984 when Hendrick Motorsports won its first Cup points race, which came at Martinsville with Geoff Bodine behind the wheel. Now, the story behind that victory is that at one point, Hendrick Motorsports was looking at not going to that race. The first-year organization was low on funds and was looking at shutting the doors. But when Bodine won the race, it opened the doors and allowed them to stay active for the rest of the season. And Bodine went on to win a couple more races, finish in the top 10 in points, and build the foundation for what is now the legacy of Hendrick Motorsports. And Hendrick Motorsports has gone on to win 304 Cup races. And no track has been, synonymous with Hendrick Motorsports as much as Martinsville Speedway. Hendrick Motorsports has won 28 times at Martinsville Speedway, which is the most for any team at any track. And Hendrick has won 4 of the last 7 races at Martinsville Speedway, with each of its 4 drivers winning once during that streak. Now, as part of that weekend celebration, all 4 Hendrick cars will have ruby red paint schemes. Rick Hendrick will serve as the pace car driver, and the Grand Marshals will be Geoff Bodine and Jeff Gordon, who won there 9 times at Martinsville Speedway. So those are just among some of the things to watch this weekend as NASCAR heads to Martinsville Speedway.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.